Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to look at how to write an essay. So before I begin to look at the components of an essay, I'm first going to go through a few points that you should remember when writing an essay. These are based on some common mistakes that my own students have made in the past, and hopefully you'll find them beneficial. So remember to use the same tense throughout your essay. Now, if you're writing in the passive, make sure you stick in the passive throughout your entire essay. Also, keep your points relevant and stick to the topic. Now, this is so important. Every time you make a point, every time you're making an argument or you're using a piece of evidence to back what you have said, make sure it is relevant. Now, in order to do this, keep referring back to your title, keep referring back to your topic. Make sure you know your topic inside out. It will help if you make a plan, because when you make the plan, you're going to go over and check that you've put in all the relevant points. So make sure your points are relevant. Also, make sure you reference other people's work. It's so important to do this. If you don't, in the UK, it will be classed as plagiarism and it's taken very seriously. You could jeopardize your academic career. It's fine to use other people's work as long as you put their name at the end, give them credit because it is their work at the end of the day. And avoid using large chunks when citing. I would say stick to maybe a sentence at the max, half a sentence. Pick chunks of language rather than using entire sentences, 2, 3 sentences. It's too much. You can paraphrase and then put the author's name, and that should be absolutely fine. Also, and I think this is very, very important in writing an essay, especially if you're new to academic writing and writing essays. Make a plan, because this is going to help you stick to your topic. It's going to help you organize your paragraphs. You'll know exactly what you are writing where, and since you will since when you make the plan, you also will be going through each key points, and this is going to give you the opportunity to make sure every point that you make is relevant. So make a plan. It's going to be it's like a skeleton for your essay, so it's literally going to hold everything together. It's going to make sure you've covered all key points, and also when you make a plan, you can go get it checked by your lecturer and get it approved, and then you can go ahead and write the essay. So onto the essay. The essay can be divided into 3 parts. There's an introduction, the body, and there's a conclusion. Now we're going to look at each component separately. So firstly, the introduction. Here you're going to introduce your topic. So begin with a hook, and you can refer to my other video of how to write an introduction to find out more about the hook. But the hook is basically a sentence that's going to grab your reader's attention. It's going to keep the reader engaged. Also, in the introduction, you are going to tell the reader what you are going to look at in the rest of the essay. So it gives the reader an idea of what they are going to read, and it's all summed up in the introduction. Also, you will look at how you are going to address the title of your essay. So, what is your thesis? What's going to be your argument, and also how you're going to present your argument. So, the final sentence of the introduction is the one that's going to move the reader, and it's going to make them want to carry on and read the first paragraph of your body. So question yourself, have I shown that I've understood my topic, my title, and have I explained, have I given an outline for the way I plan to address the title, address my topic. So all in all, the introduction is going to give your reader a true indication of what they are about to read, and yeah, so it's going to be something that's going to engage your reader. Okay, so onto the body. Do exactly what you said you were going to do in your introduction. Now, your body is going to be divided into several paragraphs. We're going to look at that in a little while. But the body, you're going to, here you're going to present your ideas, your explanations, you're going to give your evidence, you're going to use references, and you're going to use relevant examples. So, in the first paragraph of the body, your this is actually going to be going to start with your strongest argument. So begin with your strongest argument. Use examples and references where required, and the introduction of the sentence. So the first part of the sentence is going to introduce the topic of the sentence. So remember, the reader doesn't know the background of the point. They don't know the background of your title, in fact. So paint a picture for them, make them see your argument. So so here you can list you'll list your reasons for, and then you'll provide supporting evidence. In the second paragraph of your body, you're going to do the opposite. So you're going to give your reasons against, and again you're going to start off with the strongest reasons against. So the strongest reason, and you're going to introduce so the introductory sentence, so the first sentence of the paragraph, is going to introduce the topic of that sentence and the topic of that paragraph. So keep it relevant, keep it precise, keep it to the point, give supporting evidence, and make the reader see your arguments. And in the third paragraph, this is known as the crunch. This is going to be the one that's going to get you the most marks. Make sure everything you say in this third paragraph is relevant. Now, here you're going to put in your arguments. So you're going to look at the points you've mentioned in paragraph 1 and paragraph 2 of your body, and to say whether some of the points that you have mentioned are not viable, and why some of them are not correct, and why you don't agree with them. They might be good points, but in your opinion, in your argument, you don't agree with them, and then give your reasons for why you don't agree with them. So here you're presenting your argument. So keep your key arguments for this part of the essay, and say it in a way that's going to make the reader think that, it's going to get the reader thinking, like, oh, now, I'm starting to understand. I can see the points that are being made. I can see the links, and here maybe, the reader might also make a decision to see which side they are on. So this is a part that's going to get you the most marks. So put it in an order, make it logical, and make it sound clever, make it sound, like, you've put thought and effort into it. And remember to always use evidence to back up what you are saying. So on to the conclusion. Now, the conclusion should naturally carry on from the crunch. So it should include everything that you've said in the body. Now make sure you don't introduce anything new here. Remember, you're evaluating your main arguments, and maybe you can even make a suggestion for something that you want to change. So it's just a brief recap of what you have already said. Now you can check whether you are writing this properly by questioning yourself. So ask yourself, am I referring back to the essay title? Is my conclusion, am I including the evidence? Am I including it properly in line with the argument, that I've been presenting throughout my essay? And the key thing here is link it back, and maybe put in your key points, put the most important point in your conclusion, just so you are reinforcing what you said. But make sure you do not introduce anything new, and you can begin this by saying something. in conclusion or to conclude, don't start writing in the first person here. So don't say in my opinion, or I believe, or I suggest. Just make a general suggestion that something for future research could be, and we could look into this, etc. So avoid using the first person. So thank you for watching, and I hope you've learned something useful. If you want to learn more about the introduction, you can check out my other video, and I should be coming back with some more videos in the future. Thank you, and good luck with your studies.